The Suns catch a huge break right there. Over to Oubre. Corner three on the way. Kelly Oubre. You can't spell clutch without a K.
I mean, he's going to kiss everybody. He just blew you a kiss. He blew us one.
Ben has to look at Joel and say, it's better for him if I shoot these threes because they have to guard me and there's more space. He is not willing to do that. Whether that's a personal thing, whether that's a psychological thing, whether that's a style thing, he has not been willing to do that.
To Michael Jordan, here's his statement on the passing of David Stern. Without David Stern, the NBA would not be what it is today. He guided the league through turbulent times and grew the league into an international phenomenon, creating opportunities that few could have imagined before. His vision and leadership provided me with the global stage that allowed me to succeed. David had a deep love for the game of basketball and demanded excellence from those around him. And I admired him for that. I wouldn't be where I am without him. I offer my deepest sympathies to Diane and his family.
Welcome to episode 24 of the Voice of Reason podcast. As usual, this is Joe.
And this is Lito.
And we are back for a new year of podcast, the year of 2020, a new decade, to give you everything you need to know about the National Basketball Association.
Yes. Happy New Year, right?
Happy New Year. So, Lito, this is going to be our first show of the year. How was your Christmas and your New Year's?
It was lovely. How about yours?
It was great. You was right there with me.
Yes.
When the 76ers was beating up on the Milwaukee Bucks, making Giannis Antetokounmpo
Waste of my money. Waste of my money.
What he was doing. Oh, you loved it. It was great. The whole thing was great.
It was a good time. Spending it for the first time with you on Christmas Day, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. First time that we've had a Christmas game in Philly in the last 31 years. But we're not going to start this podcast talking about the 76ers.
Yes.
We're going to start this podcast talking about your Phoenix Suns. Your Phoenix Suns, right, who are currently in 10th place, 2 spots outside of the eighth seed.
Yes.
3-7 in their last 10.
Yes.
Yet you are super hype about it. Please tell everybody why.
I am super hyped because we are finally grooving. We are finally in where we need to be at right now. Our team is healthy. No excuses no more.
Okay.
We got Aiton playing restricted minutes a little bit, but he's playing. We have Ricky Rubio not being injured. He's playing as well. We have Baines back in the lineup. We have SARS playing. Everybody is playing right now, and we're playing great. We were on a little winning streak of 4, and I was celebrating. And then, we bump into the Lakers, and that was a different story.
Uh-huh.
But I like what our teams are doing. Yes, I know you're going to come at me.
Come at you?
I know you're going to come at me.
Come at you how?
Because our wins, we have been losing, and we've been fighting to get those W's. But remember, this is a young squad, and every win, no matter how it comes, matters, all right?
Y'all lost 8 straight games.
Yes, but that was a pass. That was last year.
A whole decade ago.
Yeah, a whole decade
ago. It's a new decade.
Yes. But yes, you're right. We were on a losing streak of, I think it was 7.
It was 8.
I remember I was bragging. We were about to face Denver Nuggets. After Denver Nuggets, we were about to face Sacramento Kings and Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. And somehow, we ended up losing to the Golden State Warriors first.
Somehow.
I don't
the
want to talk
Rockets
about that
did
game.
it too, so.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that game, right? But then we bounced back and beat the Sacramento Kings. We beat Portland. We were down against Portland by 20-plus points. Came back and won. Mind you, on the road, that's very impressive, all right? And then we lost to the Lakers.
I just want to say one thing about Portland, though. We also were down 20 points to Portland and came back and won in their house. Apparently, that's what Portland does this year, but please.
Yeah, they're not healthy, though, as well. But,
they're not good.
But they're not playing good. Yeah,
they're not good.
That coach might get fired, in my opinion.
He might need to get fired.
Yeah. But yeah, then we bounced back. Kind of impressive after the Lakers loss. I do want to take advantage of what the Lakers lost because every loss is a learning for this team, all right? We learn from our mistakes, right? That's just life in general, right?
It is. It's life.
So we were losing by 35 points on the road. And
in
Devin Booker, Ricky Rubio, Kelly Oubre did not quit. and we ended up cutting it close by 6 points. We were almost there. All right, we were almost there. But then, King James hit that dagger, and it was over. We ended up losing by 10 points. But that loss, I was very happy. I did not lose sleep. I did not lose sleep, all right?
Why do you keep telling me that you're happy about a loss? I don't care what the situation is. You can't be happy about a loss. That makes no sense. And you keep saying it. You know what that means? You keep losing. Like, why are you happy about losing?
I'm happy about that loss because, first of all, that's the number one team in the West, surprisingly.
Okay.
Everybody thought they were going to be number one. I didn't. I thought they were going to be 4 and 5. But they're the number one team in the West. I think they're their best record in the NBA, maybe. I don't know. I got to look at it's still the Bucks, yeah. But it's very impressive that we lost by only 6 points on the road, and we put up a fight. And then after that, we just manhandle. I don't want to say manhandle. I'm not going to lie to everybody, but we were putting up a fight against the Knicks. Somehow the Knicks are balling right now. They're playing great this new year, all right?
We don't struggle with the Knicks at all.
But we beat the Knicks. We beat the Knicks.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to give a huge shout out to Devin Booker. You said on the other podcast that every win and loss falls on your number one guy, Devin Booker.
I didn't say that.
Well, you kind of implied that he's the one to blame.
What I'm saying is that you, at a certain point, especially since he's been in the league now for 4 years, and this team has completely underperformed, every year he's been in the league, like not even sniffing the playoffs. At a certain point, especially now that he has a team around him, you have to start looking at him like maybe he's the guy that can't get it done.
And I agree with you. After you said that, I was like, you know what? I was looking at my team. I'm like, you're right. Devin Booker needs to step it up. And he has, all right? He is the third player in Suns history to drop 30-plus points. He's on
the other two?
Charles Barkley, and the other one, I don't remember.
It's not Steve Nash.
No,
it's not
Steve
him.
Nash. It's not Steve Nash. This is a way back throwback player. I don't remember. Sorry, team, all right? I don't remember, but one of them was Charles Barkley. But the thing with this impressive streak that is going on with Devin Booker right now is that the team is actually winning. So, in my opinion, Devin Booker needs to drop 30 points and get other people involved, which he has been doing. He's actually dropping like maybe double-double assists or close to it. So, he's actually finding teammates. Kelly Oubre, my goodness, this guy... Like, I'm glad he's with the Phoenix Suns, but deep down, if he was with the Sixers, that's what y'all need.
Yeah, I told you on last podcast
you
that
were
I
right.
wanted him.
You were right.
When he was leaving Washington or being traded, I was like, we need to go get him because I've always been high on Kelly Oubre. Always.
He is. The small forward position is hard. It's really hard. You got Kevin Durant. You got LeBron. We know all.
A lot of small forwards.
Giannis, all of them. Paul George, all of them. But Kelly Oubre quietly, I'm not going to say he's stepping up in that role, but if he continues this and gets better, he could be in that conversation with the top tiers. And that's good to see.
Well, I do like Kelly Oubre. We say it every single podcast. The only person on your team that I like. One thing I like about him is his ruthless aggression, though. Like, he just wants to dunk on everybody. Like, he don't care about you. Like, he does not care about your feelings. He don't care about your family. And I just be like, Kelly, don't do this to him. But every night he does it to him. So I really do appreciate that about Kelly Oubre. But going back to a couple of things you said, though. So your goal is to make the 8th spot, right?
Yes.
You can't do that.
We can make it.
You can't do that playing this kind of basketball where you're down 20 points every other night. You're 3-7 in your last 10, 8-game losing streaks. Like, there are some teams in front of you. The Trailblazers are terrible right now, but even though we're almost at the halfway point and they're still terrible, I still don't feel like they're going to stay terrible all season. So if they start catching fire, it's a problem. You got the Spurs with one of the best coaches in the history of the NBA. They're in front of you too. And I think you have, I'm not sure. Well, so that's the two teams that are in front of you right now for the 8th spot.
And OKC.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Surprisingly, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and they're playing pretty well with like one of the best point guards that's ever played the game of basketball, right?
Yeah.
It hurts him. It pains him to say that.
Yeah.
But he knows it's true. So my point is that you're excited right now. You're telling me about all these losses that are good for you, but you can't keep playing like this and having instructional losses.
Yeah.
And expect to make the playoffs.
That's true. And it all falls back on defense. That's all. Because obviously,
what y'all don't do.
Obviously,
y'all don't play defense.
Obviously, we can score. Kelly Oubre dropped 20 points against the Kings.
Yeah.
Booker had 32 against Portland. Booker had 33. Kelly had 29. Rubio, we can score. Rubio had 18. The thing is defense. That's what's hurting us.
Y'all
You're
the
right.
Wizards of the West.
Yes.
That's what y'all are.
We need to step it up when it comes to defense. And like I said, like we can't be down 20 points or 30 points against these teams. We have to like compete with them and play hard on defense. But let's play a game, Rio and I, real quick, since we're talking. Yeah, since we're talking about the Suns, real quick.
Play a game.
And I'm telling you that we're gonna make the playoff.
About to tie me up in the basement.
This month we have an easy schedule,
Okay.
and I want to run down real quick.
But the whole schedule?
No, just this month, real quick. Teams.
But the whole month?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, all right.
I just want you to say win, lose, win, lose. All
Why?
right.
All right, fine.
This is our schedule.
Yeah,
this is our schedule. All right. The Suns will be facing this Sunday the Grizzlies. Is that a win for the Suns?
That's a loss.
A loss for the Suns.
John Moran is balling.
Okay, get the hell out of here.
You want to play this game?
You know what?
This
game is canceled. This game is canceled, all right?
Cancel the game like that. Okay.
Let me just say the teams there.
You don't want to play the game, guys.
Just say the teams.
You don't want to play the game.
So they'll be facing this Sunday the Grizzlies, then the Kings, then the Magic.
Did y'all lose to them before?
Hold on.
No. My memory's coming back. During that losing streak, y'all lost to the Grizz. And you canceling the game. Like, I'm crazy. Okay.
We did. But this is a healthy team now, right? New year, new you.
New decade. Let's go.
So once again, Grizzlies, Kings, Magic, Hornets, Hawks, Knicks, Celtics. Celtics is the problem. Then Spurs, Pacers, and Spurs. Those two Spurs teams are
important
crucial.
games.
Yeah, because we're right there with them. And then back again with the Grizzlies, and then Mavs, Thunder, Bucks, Brooklyn, and Pistons. I'm looking at maybe out of whole that list, maybe like 4 losses. Maybe 4 or 3.
Y'all going to lose. First of all, y'all going to lose more than 4 games.
Nah.
Secondly, a lot of those teams, they're iffy, man. Like, John Morant just looks like he was born to play NBA basketball. The Spurs... That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You got Brooklyn on there. That might be a problem. You got the Thunder. That could be a problem. You got the Mavs. That will be a problem.
Yeah, Mavs is
it's not going to be as easy as you think.
The only 2 teams that I'm worried about are Celtics and Bucks and Spurs. That we got to win those. We got to. But those games are very important. And I am hoping for the winning streak for the longest time. And I look at this paper and I see it, baby. I see it. We're back.
Good luck.
But anyway, let's talk about, speaking of streaks, all right?
Okay.
Let's talk about the losing streak that y'all building up right now. Y'all currently on a 4-game losing streak, all right?
Rough. At least it's not 8. Just glad it's not 8. What you want to talk about?
What do you mean?
I'm just glad it's not 8.
7.
That's all I'm saying.
But let's talk about it. Who are we blaming this week, all right? Is it Brett Brown? Is it Ben Simmons? Is it MB? Who is it? Who is to blame?
So right now, you're right. We haven't actually won since Christmas. Yes. The game that we were at was the last game that we won, when Joel Embiid shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo like no one else in this league can do. Right? That was a great game. That was a great performance. Ever since then, it's been terrible. Not gonna lie, it's been pretty bad basketball that we've been playing. And you want me to assign blame? There's a few places where I can assign some blame, right? One place is just the schedule. Like, this is the time of year where teams, they start losing focus. People are tired. You're just trying to get to the All-Star break. January basketball is usually not the best in the NBA. That's the first thing. But still, if you're a team that has championship aspirations, you need to figure out a way to kind of fight through that.
Yeah.
So let's look a little bit closer at some of the losses. Joel Embiid wasn't there for one of the losses. We got blown out by the Pacers.
Yeah. Not even close.
That, to me, was the most disappointing of these games. And I'm going to tell you why. The Pacers, they're good. But they're also not a healthy team. They have players who they're missing. Victor Oladipo hasn't come back. Hopefully he'll be back in the next few weeks, but he hasn't come back yet. So they're not even a complete team. That's the first thing. So you can't really use that excuse, well, Joel Embiid's not there. Well, their best player's not there either.
That's true.
Not only that, too, but Joel Embiid, he's a load management case. He's a guy who's going to miss some games. I've told you on this podcast before, I don't think he needs to play more than 65 games this season. I'm fine with that. But here's the thing. When you're doing that, the team that's left on the floor needs to play. They need to play well. Like, you need to find a way to win those games. And I don't know if you remember this, but See, Shaquille O'Neal, he has a lot to say on TV about Joel Embiid and about the Sixers. He has a lot to say, like, I expect you to get 38 points tonight, big fella.
Right.
You know, when I played, I never took a game off. This man is lying through his teeth. You heard it here first on the Voice of Reason podcast. I was there. I watched him. He's lying through his teeth. Shaquille O'Neal missed a lot of games in his career. A lot. Especially when he started winning championships. He did his own version of load management where he would just lie and say something was hurt and not play that night.
Right.
He missed a lot of games. So, with Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, and Pat Riley and Stan Van Gundy and Dwayne Wade and the Heat did when he was missing those games, was they would have like two different ways to play. They would have the way they would play with Shaq, the way they would play without Shaq. So they were able to adjust and still win.
Yeah.
The Sixers don't do that. We play, when Joel Embiid isn't playing, we play the exact same slow half-court style of basketball. Only problem with that, though, is that this team doesn't have very many shooters. Ben Simmons won't shoot the ball outside of 3 feet, right? So if you have a team like that where shooting isn't your best, your best aspect of what you do, you want to run the ball, you want to push the action. But they still Ben Simmons just plods and just brings the ball up the court real slow. They get into their half-court offense. Next thing you know, we're down 20 points instead of actually pushing it. So I don't understand that. To me, of this last 4-game skid, honestly, that's the worst one. It was pretty bad.
What about the Magic, though? That was pretty bad.
That was this is going to sound like an excuse because it really is, but just being fans of NBA basketball and knowing how it works, you know what happened. We had that big win on Christmas. Then they went out and celebrated. I'm sure Embiid took his shirt off somewhere and was throwing around the club, right? Yeah. Ben Simmons found himself a Kardashian. Yeah. That Magic game was 2 days later. You could tell, like, from tip-off that they weren't trying to play that night. They just didn't want to play. They just fell to an inferior team because they were just tired, and then they were coming off that high, and it's Christmas.
Well, they need to step it up because they're currently in 6th place.
They are.
And I know in the East it really don't matter, but you want home court advantage at least. You want to be in top 4.
That's because this team can't win road games.
And especially the pressure and the hypeness that we all have. Like, the media have them, top A and B. You know what I mean? It's either them or the Bucks.
That's part of the problem, too.
Wait, the media hyping them up? Or?
No, the part of the problem for me, not to know so much the media hyping the team up, but Joel Embiid listening to what the media is saying. I think and I told you on the last podcast that we did that I appreciated the way that he responded to it. It made him seem like he was maturing. But at the same time, you can't listen to all that. Because the guys who you're listening to, Shaq and Charles Barkley, as much respect as I have for them, they're dinosaurs. They're from an NBA that doesn't exist anymore. Charles Barkley is saying, I never want to see Joel Embiid shoot 3-point shots. Well, this is 2020. Everybody in the NBA needs to be able to shoot 3-point shots. When you shoot the 3, you stretch the floor. You don't want to shoot them all the time, but you do want to be able to have that in your game and make that as a threat, especially since you have somebody else on the court with you who can and won't shoot. So it's up to Joel Embiid to stretch the floor a little bit because Ben Simmons can't or won't do it. So he has to play that role. Yeah. Plus, how come nobody ever tells Giannis that? Joel Embiid actually shoots a higher percentage than Giannis. I think he takes fewer threes. But nobody tells Giannis to stop shooting threes. Anthony Davis is another one. He's usually a pretty good 3-point shooter. But this season, his three-point percentage is not good at all. Right? Yeah. But he still takes them. Nobody tells AD to stop taking them. But you know why? Because it makes their game better. It makes them more of a threat for what they're trying to do, and it spaces the floor.
Right. But to Giannis' point, though, that's the only thing that's missing in his game. So he has to take those shots to improve and to be. And when you're a small forward, it's a different position, too. Even though we all consider Giannis a power forward, I think he's a small forward.
No, he started as small forward. He put on 40 pounds of muscle. Now he looks like fucking a Greek god. Yeah. No, he's a power forward.
Well, to me, in that position.
He's a power forward.
To me, as a small
and he plays
forward,
center, too. So.
Yeah, I know. But to me, in that position, you got to drop threes. You got to get better at that. Just like your boy Ben Simmons, he has to drop threes, and we still listen. I love Ben Simmons.
Tell us how much you love him.
I love Ben Simmons, but I listen. When y'all win, you always think, or fans think that is Embiid and the team. I'm looking at for what we just saw in the Christmas game. Mm-hmm. Yes, Embiid was phenomenal. One of the reasons why
on both ends of the floor, phenomenal.
Greek Freak couldn't do anything because of Embiid, and that is a fact.
We were there. We saw it. Like we were like 4 rows away. We saw it. Yeah, right.
But one thing that I saw that I was very impressed, Ben Simmons to control the pace, making the right pass, attacking it. Even if he's attacking and kicking it out, he was doing. I know people don't like that, but he was creating shots.
No, you don't like that.
I actually like
you
that.
You don't, because we've talked about this before. Like these modern day NBA players will be right by the rim. They'll be staring at the rim and then pass out to a 3-point shooter.
I hate that. You're right.
And Ben Simmons does that all the time, and it just makes me want to.
You're right.
I don't like that.
You're right. But on Christmas, when they're up, you're allowed to do that. When you're up by that much, you can do that. But when it's a close game,
you shouldn't do
why
that.
are you kicking it out? Yeah, why are you kicking it out to get a three?
Take the point.
Just attack. Yeah. But Ben Simmons does need to improve a little bit more. But speaking of this losing streak, right? I want to ask you something.
Sure.
You lost to the Magic. You lost to the Heat, to the Pacers, to the Rockets, right?
Yeah.
It's time for a change, right? Because of this little streak, I think you guys should make a trade, right? Now that the trade is up in the air, everybody can get traded now.
Time of year. You got money.
Yeah. There's a trade lingering around. I want to run by you, and I want to know if you will approve it or you will shut it down.
Sure.
Would you trade? I know you like your boy.
Who?
He ain't no bitch. Mike Scott.
Okay.
And what is the other guy's name? I don't even know his name. Harry Smith. I don't even know who the hell that
Zaire
is.
Smith?
Yeah, who is that?
He can go.
He can go, right?
He can go.
And then a 2020 next year's first pick or whatever. For Derrick Rose. Hold on. I know you need shooters, but Derrick Rose been balling this year. He has been playing great for the Pistons. He has. And I feel like that trade, I know, just think about this.
Yeah, I already got your answer.
This trade will be great for
I already got your answer. Now, what they're asking for seems like a bit much for Derrick Rose. At least the draft pick. I mean, is it a second round?
It's actually a second round.
Never mind. That's fine. If it's a second round, yeah, that's cool.
No, my bad. First round.
That's too much for Derrick Rose. A first round is too much for Derrick Rose. But let's just say even if, because Elton Brand has a history of giving up too much for players. So let's just say if Elton Brand does that, right? And we get Derrick Rose, I don't think it will be a good idea for one simple reason. And that's because this team has championship aspirations, and Derrick Rose still has not proven that he can last a full season. By the time that we need him, and this has nothing to do with his talent, because I respect that. I see that. He is definitely balling.
Yeah.
Any bench in the NBA would be, like, thrilled to have them on his bench. But I just know that he's not going to be there in April and May when we need him.
Nah,
I just know it.
there.
No, he's not. When is he ever? Name one time in his career. Last year, he got hurt late in the season. He missed a lot of games. Year before that, you know his history. I mean, that's the only thing that would stop me from doing that. But I just want to kind of end the whole Sixers thing on this, though. People are forgetting, and I think it's kind of getting lost into this. And when I say this, you're going to feel like I'm crazy, and I bet other Sixers fans will too. But what's really hurting us right now?
What's that?
Matisse Thybulle.
Oh,
he has been hurt since before Christmas, and he's going to be gone for probably like another week. What he does for us offensively and especially defensively coming off the bench, we need that.
Yeah.
But we have no good defenders on our bench. And Matisse has hit like a lot of clutch shots, you know, from three late in the game or when he comes off the bench to kind of spark our offense. So that's a huge, huge loss. When he comes back, our team's going to look so much better. But I honestly want him to have a bigger role. If Brett Brown came out right now and said to me, or not said to me, but said to us, that he was going to bench Josh Richardson and start Matisse, I'd be like, I'm down for it. Because I know I'm kind of like sound like I'm overstating this, but what he looks like right now to me in his rookie year reminds me of what Kawhi Leonard looked like in his rookie year. Except for I know you're laughing right now, but you heard it here first.
Yeah,
you're laughing right now.
I got no comment.
I know, but you heard it here first. His defense is just as good as Kawhi's, just as good. Hear me right now. It is just as good as Kawhi Leonard, and his offense is a little bit ahead. Right now, Matisse Thybulle is like top 5 in 3-point shooting percentage.
Yeah.
You know? So, that's all I'm going to say about that.
All right.
But now, Lito, it is time for our favorite segment. And that's our Fast Break segment, where we ask each other individual questions to get short individual answers, Lito.
Yes.
So we are going to put 3 minutes on the clock.
Wait a minute.
starting now.
The Battle of LA continues. Clippers versus Lakers is not only about winning championship, but is also trying to acquire Darren Collison. Who do you think is going to get Darren Collison? Clippers or Lakers?
First of all, who?
Yeah, I know.
Who?
I know.
Who cares? Like, just flip a coin. You can go to whoever wins. Lito, why do people love dunking on your boy Aaron Baines? This man is like, he's getting dunked on every night, it feels like. What's going on?
I plead the fifth, all right? I can respect anybody that tries to block an attempt, all right?
he's trying to play defense.
Yeah. He targeting February 22nd to retire Dwayne Wade jersey. Is he worthy?
Worthy? What? He's the best player in the history of that franchise, with all due respect to Alonzo Mourning. Yeah. But yeah, he's worthy. Luka leads all players in all-star votes. Are the fans right about this?
Yeah, wow. Yes. Luka Mania. It's just a hype train, and we're all on board. That's all it is, yeah.
All right.
Hype train. Apparently, Luke Walton does not trust Buddy Hield in the fourth quarter. Your thoughts on Buddy Hield? What's going to happen there? Because that is not a good look. I don't know if you heard about this.
I'm surprised he accepted extensions from them. Like, I'm surprised he even did that, because the way they were talking during the whole negotiations, it made it sound like he didn't really want to be there and they didn't really want him there. And now this is just even a bigger deal. But at least the contract isn't that big, so if they want, they can just trade him.
Yeah.
Alex Caruso has more All-Star votes than Devin Booker. How you feel about that, Lito? How you feel?
You know what? That is as a 9, as a 10, and I don't want to talk about that. I did not know that, all right? Carmelo Anthony envisioned himself having the Knicks jersey up in the rafters, his jersey. Your thoughts? Is Carmelo Anthony's jersey getting retired in New York or in Denver or in both?
He is not going to be retired in Denver. And, the Knicks might as well do it. That trash organization over the years that they've been around. I mean, who's better, really? I mean, they've had Bernard King, didn't win nothing. They've had Patrick Ewing and them boys, didn't win nothing. Might as well put Carmelo up there, too, because he ain't win nothing.
Wow.
Last All-Star question. Trae Young leads all Eastern Conference guard in voting. Does he deserve to be an All-Star over people like Bradley Beal and Kemba Walker?
Yes. I like Trae Young, so I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
Tom Thibodeau still wants to coach in the NBA. Is there a job for Tom Thibodeau as a coach?
As a head coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody would give him a shot.
Really?
I think somebody would give him a shot. I think Tom Thibodeau, if the Miami Heat job was to ever open up, that would be the best place for him, because they're already in that whole, culture that he loves.
Okay.
All right, so Isaiah Thomas, your boy, had an incident with a Philly fan a few weeks ago and was ejected just last night for touching a ref. Why is your little guy so mad?
My little Bill, all right? My little guy is getting disrespected. And this is fast break, so I'm not going to say too much. But the disrespect needs to stop.
Gotcha.
All right? And speaking of disrespect, Kevin Love disrespected a chair. Your thoughts? Do we feel bad?
A chair?
Well, he basically beat the shit out of the chair. All right? And I don't like to curse. Okay. But do we feel bad for Kevin Love? Should he leave? Should he get traded or something? Do you feel bad for him?
First of all, you curse all the time. Secondly, that's another soft move from a soft player like Kevin Love.
Oh,
and thirdly, he's the one that signed the extension. He didn't have to sign with them again. He re-signed with them. He knew LeBron was going, so I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. You know what you're doing. You want the money. Stop beating up chairs. Leave the furniture alone. Do you want to change your Rookie of the Year pick to Ja Morant?
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. Because I know somebody in Denver who's knocking right now. All right?
Gotcha. Hey, Matisse Thybulle.
Oh, my God.
Just saying.
All right. I'll read this quote. I gave this game my all, and it gave me everything back. Zach Randolph just announced his retirement.
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to miss Zach Randolph game?
I thought he retired 3 years ago.
What?
I really did. Did he play last year? Like, when I read that, I was like, wait, you're still in the league?
Yeah, he was playing last year, I believe.
Was he?
I think he was with Sacramento, I think.
I will say this, them Grindhouse years was something special. Like,
was.
that defense was great with him and Mike Conley and Marc Gasol and all them. Like, I was rooting for them in the playoffs.
Me
in
too.
the West. I really
And I know
was.
this is fast break, but I do want to say he's one of the last ones to utilize the post very well, and I'm going to miss this game just because of that, because post game is gone.
Offense and defense,
yes,
you're right.
so-
I agree. But hey, Joel Embiid is still here.
Yeah.
So, Brandon Ingram is salty because Benjamin Simmons, Buddy Hield, and Jaylen Brown all got max deals. He said, and I quote,
Tell him.
and this is him cursing,
Tell
not
him.
me, because you don't like us cursing on this podcast.
Tell him.
But this is Brandon Ingram. I'm a reporter right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm going to say it right. We can lace up right now and play one-on-one, and none of these motherfuckers can score on me. Is Brandon Ingram right?
Baby Kevin Durant just turned into Kevin Durant.
Oh!
I like it.
He's the Slim
He
Reaper.
is no more Mr. Nice Guy, Brandon Ingram, all right? I like it, and he's right.
Yeah, this man
To me, he is, especially on the scoring end, he is one of the elite. So
Two things about that. I just kind of want to. I know it's fast break, but it's pretty much over now.
It's over now,
I'm
yeah.
gonna just say this about Brandon Ingram. For one, he does deserve a max contract. He's playing his way into it right now. And for two, none of them three people that he mentioned deserve max contracts. I'm sorry, Ben Simmons, you're my guy, but you didn't deserve $170 million. Not playing the way you play.
oh my goodness.
I said it.
Oh my goodness.
But Lito, as we've been saying on this podcast, the decade is over. We are in a new decade now, a new year, a new era of NBA basketball. So I think now is a good time for us to kind of look back on the best players and things like that from this past decade.
Let's start with the best player. Is that
Sure.
what we're doing? The best
So we
player
want to
in the
say,
decade?
I think we have the same person. You want to say on the count of three?
1, 2,
Two,
3.
three.
LeBron.
Steph Curry.
Oh my God. No.
I'm messing with you. It's LeBron James. I'm messing with you.
I was about to say. No way. I was scared for a moment.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
But yeah,
He
LeBron
was.
James.
I can't deny that.
LeBron James. Like,
100%. With
Do
the
we
like
even-
9 straight finals. Come on now.
do we even have to say anything else about that? That's just
Everybody knows why. Everybody knows it's him. So yeah. So who is the best team of the decade?
I hate the Warriors. I do. So I'm just gonna say LeBron James. Anywhere that LeBron James
That's not an
goes,
answer.
that is a team.
That's
all
not
right?
an answer.
So LeBron James, Cleveland. All right. Nah, but it has to be the Warriors. Unfortunately, it has to be them. It just have to.
You know what team has actually won the most games this past decade?
Who?
The San Antonio Spurs.
Oh my God.
So they actually have a legitimate case for the best team of the decade. But no, I agree with you. It's the Warriors.
Yeah. How many championships has that equal to in the decade?
One. And two trips.
2 trips.
Yeah. So it wasn't a bad decade for them at all.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Better than most teams.
It wasn't.
All right. So what is your favorite or your best moment or performance of the decade?
Oh my God. It's so many of them.
It's a lot.
It's so many of them.
There's so many things that happen this decade.
But I have to go back to LeBron James, and we covered this already in the podcast episode, whatever.
You are LeBron James heavy on this decade.
I have to.
Yeah,
when he blocked
dominated.
Iguodala.
He dominated.
When he blocked Iguodala,
Yeah.
and then made the biggest comeback that
3-1.
series. Yeah, that
3-1.
was just epic.
Yeah.
Never been done, and that was my best moment, my best everything that I've ever seen.
I
I
can
have to
see
go
that.
to LeBron. Yeah.
I can see that. I don't know. There's a few. That shot that Ray Allen hit,
Yeah.
and as much trash as I talk about Ray Allen, because I do talk trash about Ray
Yeah,
Allen, that was amazing. Like that whole sequence was Chris Bosh pulling it down, passing out to Ray Allen to hit that three. That was amazing.
What about Dirk? Was that this last decade?
Which
winning
one?
the championship in Dallas?
That was 2011. So yeah, it was this decade.
that was incredible too. We
That
gotta
was
give
great.
shout out to Dirk, but yeah,
that
But
was.
nothing beats like LeBron, and hell, even Steph Curry, the Thompson, the little scoring spree that they did. Thompson, that was
37
impressive,
points in the quarter for
Yeah.
Thompson.
In
Steph Curry,
3 quarters, I think.
Yeah,
it was, right? Yeah.
And one quarter, he had 37 points. They both scored 60 in 3 quarters. They went against each other 2 years in a row in a 3-point contest. Steph and Clay, they definitely should be on that list,
and
too.
we have to give love. I gave love to Steph. You gotta give love to Russell Westbrook, all right?
Oh, three straight.
Triple-double.
That's what I thought you were going to pick.
Yeah, I have.
That's what I thought you were going to pick.
But the most
That's amazing.
Performance-wise, by a single player, I have to go by him.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So, I didn't pick any of those. I didn't pick LeBron.
Really?
I understand that's probably the right answer. But I'm going to go by not only what's the best, but also my favorite. See, the whole LeBron thing, it's amazing. It's in the record books. We're going to be talking about that for years to come. He's going to bring it up in his Hall of Fame speech. But what I'm going to tell my great-grand-nieces and nephews, not my children, my great-grand-nieces and nephews, what I'm going to tell them about is the last night of Kobe Bryant's career when he dropped 60 points. And I stayed up all night to watch that game. That was amazing. To me, that was the best, my favorite moment of this decade. I know the regular season game, they were nowhere near the playoffs. It didn't matter. But for those of us who've been watching basketball since Kobe Bryant entered the league and saw everything that man did, all the highs, all the lows, hated him, loved him, the way that he went out, you couldn't have a more perfect ending. Even winning the championship and then retiring, in my opinion, wouldn't have been a more perfect ending. It was great.
You know what? LeBron. Dirk.
Oh, no.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, no, Russ.
Steph,
Not Russ.
Clay. Bye-bye, all right? Get out of here. Because you're right. That was one of the greatest moments. And I made you stay up that night.
He convinced me. He kept telling me, all week long. He was telling me,
40
Joe,
30,
you got to watch it. I got to work the next day. The game starts at 10. Joe, you got to watch it. I'm like, man, let me just start watching this game. I'll just go to sleep around halftime. Never happened.
And they won. They did. Because they had a horrible season and they won. It was incredible.
That was great.
And Mamba out. All right?
Mamba out. That is the story from this decade that I will tell all the little children. But that's what I will tell them about.
You're right.
All right, Lito. So last for this, I want you to give me your all-decade team, including your sixth man. 2 guards.
This is hard.
2 forwards and a center. We're not doing this modern day NBA bullshit where it's 3 forwards. No, centers matter, Lito.
Yeah, they do.
They matter.
They do.
Who you got?
And since centers matter, you can laugh it off, but I'm gonna put the best center in my opinion right now, the Djokovic.
I know you want to put the Joker.
I have to put the Joker.
That Joker.
But look, this is hard though because the shooting guard and point guard, I was having difficulty. All right. Mm-hmm. And I have to put Russell Westbrook. I know you're gonna hate it. I have to. We just
3 straight. No. 3 straight triple doubles. That's amazing.
I want a player on my team. Yeah,
he deserves it.
I got the best shooting guard that gets a lot of foul calls, and he's just leading the lead with points as well. James Harden.
Your other guy. What a surprise!
I know.
It's going to be OKC. This whole team's going to be OKC. Nick Collison is the sixth man.
Speaking of OKC, I got Kevin Durant on that list too.
Of course.
And I got LeBron James. So LeBron James will be my power forward in this list. And then the sixth man.
Okay.
I'm not going to say too much about Kevin Durant and LeBron. We all know what they've done. But the sixth man, I have to go with Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
And it's shocking because I wanted to go with the Greek Freak, but he just got drafted in 2013.
He hasn't done enough yet to give all decade. This coming decade?
Oh, this is.
It might belong to him if Joel Embiid doesn't, start getting the team around him and doing what he can. But
it's his. He'll be in the list though. He'll
definitely be there. Well, your team, since I want to hate on it, I can't really hate on it. There's not any wrong answers there, except for one. Steph Curry deserves a spot on your team. I mean, you're just hating. You're just hating.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Steph should probably be ahead of Westbrook. But I can't disrespect that because as I have my own feelings about Russell Westbrook, but I don't think he gets enough respect for 3 straight seasons of triple-double.
Thank you.
Like, that alone gets you into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, he's already, in my mind, a Hall of Fame player. If he never wins a championship, if he never makes it back to the finals, in my opinion, he's already in the Hall of Fame just because of that.
Yep.
Not only that, but he's a great player with great energy and great heart and all that good stuff. So, good for him. But I do have Steph Curry and I have Harden as my 2 guards.
Okay.
LeBron James, of course. Kevin Durant, of course.
Okay.
My center was hard because I really want to pick Joel Embiid.
Who you got?
But I do know that he hasn't won anything yet, hasn't made it past second round yet. He's been great his first 3 seasons playing, but he missed his first 2 after that, so I can't pick him. I actually picked the only center I can really think of that really did anything this decade, and that was Chris Bosh. 2 championships, 4 finals appearances. He would probably still be going if not for that unfortunate heart condition that he had to retire early. So, I have to give it to Chris Bosh. And as much as I hate to say this, and it just tastes like ash coming out of my mouth, is what it tastes like right now. But Kawhi Leonard.
You have to put him there, yeah.
I'm choking. I'm choking on the words like a hairball.
Yeah. So we have him at 6-man both.
Yeah, that bastard.
Wow, that's the first.
Yep.
Well, it's time for our favorite. All right, our favorites of favorites.
Ooh.
Topic roulette.
Let's spin that wheel.
Let's spin that wheel. All right, first topic. I do declare.
Okay. So we're going to war. Like we about to go to war right now. About to declare war. What we're about to do.
Second topic. Trash talk.
Okay. All right.
And third, 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes.
I declare trash talk in 2 minutes. Gotta be honest.
I do declare.
Yeah.
You have to say I do declare. Or trash talk or 2 minutes.
I don't know. I hope this is the one that you want, but I'm all about trash talk.
Fuck!
You know me better than that.
I know.
Why would I not pick trash talk?
Before I gotta let them know. Before we started recording, I told them I want to talk about this one topic, and I hope you pick it. And you did not pick it. I knew you were gonna pick trash talk. I knew it, and I was like, "What should I put in there?" But I had to put trash talk. All right,
let's go.
Let's go. Just recent, Kobe Bryant.
Oh, I like this already.
We're just talking about Kobe Bean Bryant. Attended the Lakers and Mavs game. All right? And Luka was inbounding the ball. I don't know if you heard about this.
Oh.
And he heard a fan heckle in his, language, and it was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Croatian.
Exactly. Never forget when he learned, what was it?
He learned French.
To smack talk Tony Parker and all that in the playoff. What do you think about trash talk today's NBA? Is it to that extent like how Kobe Bryant took it and how competitor like Kevin Garnett and Kobe and all these greats, Dennis Rodman, all these Artists, all these hecklers, does it still exist in today's NBA?
First of all, Kevin Garnett, he's all bark and no bite.
Exactly.
I don't.
I agree.
I'm not a big fan of Kevin Garnett's trash talk. I like Kevin Garnett's game, but him as a trash talker, nah, man, I can't put him up there.
Yeah.
And Kobe, when he was playing, he didn't really talk too much trash.
Yeah.
Kobe was the kind of person where you would talk to him and he would talk a little bit to you, but he was zoned into his game.
His game would do the talk.
Yeah. But stuff like that, I love stories like that. I love it. That is such a Kobe story.
Yeah.
And the whole Tony Parker thing, I absolutely believe that. Kobe ended his youth in Lower Marion, but he traveled around. He was in a military family. He was in Europe, over there in Italy. So he learned a lot. He's a pretty worldly person.
Yeah.
But one thing about Kobe, though, that I'm loving right now is that I could be wrong. I'm just an outsider looking in. But he just seems so much happier.
He does.
He really does. Like, when he was playing basketball, it was all Mamba. It was all Kobe. That's all you got from him. But now it just seems like he's just having so much fun in life. Every time you see him, he's having a good time. He's being friendly. He's making, relationships with people in the league now that he never did when he was actually playing.
Yeah.
He's becoming a great ambassador for the game, and he's helping out the Lakers organization. He's helping out the young players. Retirement Kobe is great.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's been great for him.
The Mamba Academy, he seems like a really happy person. And his daughter is she's coming up in the women's ranks. So she might be something major in college in the WNBA. That'd be great.
Agree.
Like, I would watch the WNBA more than I do if she entered that league.
I agree with you too. Man. I would watch a little Mamba. All right, I would. And you know what's great about Kobe attendance to the games? Actually, as well, that I have noticed. Every time he goes to the game for the Lakers, it seems like he's going to support the young guys. Yeah. Like he went to Atlanta to see Trae Young, in my opinion. And now he went to the Mavs game to see Luka. So I like that he's going to see young players rather than, big time games.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he went to the Lakers and Clippers when they face each other. I could be wrong. But I don't think he was in the attendance when that game happened. So I like seeing Kobe going and attending these young, rookies and sophomore games to watch. But to answer or to ask the question, what do you think about the league now? Is there trash talk in the league? Because I feel like, remember when we were talking about viewership?
Yeah.
That's something that is missing. Everybody gets quick technicals. You don't trash talk. They don't allow that anymore.
Well, no, they do. They trash talk. But the players now are different, though. It's hard to explain, but
they'll want to be friends. They're all pals.
That's part of it.
But they want to protect the image as well.
That's what it is. That's what it is. They want to protect their image. And the trash talk itself, it's weak. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's different now. Like the whole feel of the league is a lot different now.
Yeah. Or you could be like Robin Lopez. You get dunked on. And I'm in your face. That's trash talk.
He was mad.
He was mad.
I wish more players would trash talk to Ben Simmons, though. Because whenever somebody trash talks to Ben Simmons, that's when he finally decides he wants to do something with his life. So, like, I just wish that whenever somebody plays us, and they just go at Ben, like, all night long. Yeah. And my boy Joel Embiid trash talks, too. Yeah. He does. And I believe that because Joel Embiid speaks French. So I believe when he goes at it with, like, Rudy Gobert, I think he in his ear all night with that French shit. Like, I think he in his ear all night.
Well, you said Kevin Garnett is all bark and no bite. I say the same thing about MB. I'm sorry.
And in a way, you're right about that. Yeah. But it's different, though, because, like, Joel Embiid's... Kevin Garnett's trash talk was grimy. Remember when Carmelo Anthony wanted to meet him outside? Yeah. Melo was looking for him. Melo was looking for him. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. And KG was nowhere to be found. He didn't want that smoke. He was nowhere to be found. But Joel Embiid don't trash talk like that, though. Like, he doesn't get personal the way that Kevin Garnett would get personal.
That's true.
But he doesn't get inside people's heads. He's never mad about it. Yeah. The maddest I've ever seen him about a situation like that was Karl Anthony Towns. But, like, Joel was just talking to him, and Karl Anthony Towns the one that started all the other bullshit. Yeah. That wasn't Joel Embiid. Like, Joel Embiid's not trying to fight. He's just trying to get into your head. So you are kind of right about that.
Yeah, I just feel like, to wrap this up, I just feel like we are missing that from the NBA. We're missing that. I feel like it's missing in this era.
You know what I hate, though? Is I hate how much celebrating that the players do. And I sound like an old man when I say this. Because that's what a lot of people say about, like, football. Like, old people, you just need to score and then just run to your sideline. Yeah. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is that, like, every dunk, every block, it's the first quarter. Yeah. You're down 20 points. Like, why are you celebrating every single little thing you do? If you're in the fourth quarter, you do something spectacular, fine. If you hit a milestone, fine. If you hit a big shot, fine. But, like, for every little stupid thing that you do, no, just go down the floor. Come on now. Yeah, so that was actually, I know you want to talk about something else, Lito, but that was actually a pretty good topic. I love talking about Kobe. Talk about Kobe all the time.
Do you want me to tell you what I wanted to talk about real quick?
No, just save it. We need to keep that to ourselves.
All right.
Now, we usually end the show or the podcast with Topic Roulette, but today there is something that we want to talk about, some pretty sad news that we all heard about. David Stern, ex-commissioner of the NBA, passed away on January 1st. Born in 1942, died in 2020, first day of the year, 77 years old. Started with the NBA in 1966, was commissioner from 84 to 2014. And we all know the great things he did for the game. Started the Olympics, got international play, made the game global, started WNBA. But what are your thoughts and your recollections about David Stern, Lito?
To me, the thing that stands out the most, everything that you just said is impressive, and it was his career. It was one of his accomplishments of many. But the thing that I appreciate him the most is just the multicultural that we have in the league. Yeah. The international, the Argentina, Spain. I feel like now in the league we have more international players than American players. I could be wrong.
I think last I heard, it was 25% was international, and that was a couple of years ago. It might be more now. But the leading vote getters, Luka, Giannis, are both born overseas.
At one time, it was Yao, and he was never healthy. Remember, seeing that. That's something that I will always appreciate. What he did, he gave back to all these other international players and countries, and gave other kids that are from overseas, gave them hope and dreams that they can actually make it to a league. So that's something that I will always appreciate. Something that he always brought, and it's impressive. He was one of the. I don't know. Like, I feel like in the early career of his commissioner, I feel like people hated him. I don't know why. Like, remember on draft night, every time he would come up, people would boo him. I don't know if that was just a rib.
There's a lot of controversy.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about them. But what I'm saying is I always liked him. Mm-hmm. Always liked him and always respect him just because of that.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was a bastard. When he was commissioner... Don't get me wrong. I said even back then, and I say it now, and I'll say it forever, that he is the greatest commissioner in the history of professional sports. What he did from when he took over the NBA, when they were making like less than $200 million a year, you can buy a team for $5 million. Now they're pulling in $5 billion a year. If you want an NBA team, you're going to have to start at least like $1.5 billion.
Yeah.
What he did for the owners and the players was outstanding, but he was a bastard. Like, he used to find my favorite players. There was the whole dress code thing. There was just so much. His battles with Mark Cuban. It was stopping Chris Paul from going to the Lakers. What was that about? That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Amari Stoudemire gets suspended.
Yeah.
Boris did.
But there's a lot.
Don't make me hold on.
No. I'm bringing the real.
Yeah.
I'm telling you everything about David Stern. But when I actually sit here and I look back on it now that he's passed away, he was right about a lot of stuff I was mad about. And you're right, the dress code, he was right about it in a way. Yes, the dress code was the anti-Allen Iverson rule, and I was a big Allen Iverson guy. But more to that, the reason why they instituted a dress code was because of the Malice at the Palace, the brawl in 2004. Right, where it was a really bad look for the NBA. Yeah, but by putting in a dress code like that, saying we're banning basically hip-hop wear, street wear, basically what black people were wearing back at that time. What you're saying is that somehow our culture has something to do with that brawl. As opposed to, like, what started that brawl was that Ben Wallace was a sore loser, as he always was, and Ron Artest was crazy. That's what started that brawl. It had nothing to do with hip-hop or hip-hop culture. But David Stern understood one thing that young black people don't always understand, is that image matters, especially when you're trying to make money. So after that brawl, advertisers were nervous, people were thinking about pulling out. And when David Stern first took over the NBA, they had a huge problem with image and with drugs. It was a real thing. Like, there would be piles of coke in the locker room, like it's Scarface and it's Tony Montana,
Yeah.
He cleaned all that up, and he cleaned the image up, and he made a whole bunch of black people a whole lot of money.
Yeah, he did.
So you can't be mad at him about that, And the whole dress code thing, like Jalen Rose has been saying all week, they never actually enforced it. Allen Iverson kept wearing his throwbacks and his clothes that were 5 sizes too big.
Yeah.
And one thing that it actually did do too was it made NBA players more fashion forward. If not for the dress code, we might not have Russ or Kelly Oubre doing what they're doing, expanding into other ways of being able to make money. Because if you think about it, basketball players are tall, skinny, and muscular.
Yeah.
Those are models.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they want from models. So him doing that, making the players kind of think about their image and their fashion more, was actually a good idea. And the last thing I'm going to say about David Stern is a more personal thing, and forgive me, it's a more racial thing. But what he did by exporting NBA basketball the way that he did, and also by kind of cleaning up the image of the league, and by making sure that all revenue was shared with the players. Mm-hmm. Like, the NBA is a true partnership. The NFL is not a partnership. Right. The NFL is like a boss employee situation. It's like a plantation owner situation in the NFL. The NBA is not like that. But what he did was he actually exported good images of black people and black culture. That's not something that we usually get from the United States. So, there's two things that the rest of the world sees about black people. That's hip-hop and that's NBA basketball. And hip hop, we know, is not always the most positive light of, black culture or anything like that. I love hip hop, first of all. I'm not like one of those people that has a problem with hip hop, but I do have to acknowledge that. But NBA basketball has been nothing but good. Like, if you go over to China or the Middle East or Europe, people actually have posters of black people on their wall saying, I want to be like this guy. I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Kobe. I want to be like KD. And I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
That he actually, helped put this league in that position.
I agree. And like I said, that international thing is very important to me, just like what you just said about blacks as well. It hits home. So he gave back to all of us in some type of shape or form.
Exactly.
And we all appreciate him for that.
I can't overstate how important that is, like the image that he helped craft for the NBA and exporting that overseas. You know, because like I'm from a place, the inner city Philadelphia, where basketball is everything. You know what I mean? Like everybody where I come from wanted to be a baller. Like our schools had no textbooks, but our basketball teams were like placed in the state, like number 1, number 2 in the state. That's the kind of neighborhood that I come from. So leaving that neighborhood and then going other places in the early 90s and wanting to talk about basketball, and other people are like, well, we don't really watch basketball. That's more of a black sport, All they do is use drugs, and it's not. Like, I heard this stuff, growing up. I didn't even realize that was a thing until I moved outside of an area where people didn't really, weren't really into NBA basketball. But even from that point, 30 years ago to now, now it's more popular than ever, and you don't hear that anymore. Yeah. And that's a lot because of what he did for, the game and the image. I think it was great.
It's amazing. And you know what? David Stern, we're going to blow you a kiss.
May he rest in peace.
Just like Kelly Oubre did with the Portland Blazers when he hit the shot of shots to win the game.
Like Joel Embiid did with Giannis Antetokounmpo when he held him down on Christmas.
Oh my God. It's time to unplug the mics and shut the lights. Settle down. We'll be back another night.
This is Joe.
And this is Lito.
You have a great night.
Bye-bye.